AMD has released their latest driver, and they have expressed that their drivers are now more refined for DX11 applications. They have worked on this driver from the ground up. Let's see how this performs on Fortnite with our 5800 X3D and RX 6700 XT. Let's start off with some synthetic tests. Yes, replays are synthetic benchmark boys. Let's cover both creative and battle royale gameplay. Starting off with our creative replay, let's go look at the sky, and here you can see the differences of all modes, DX11, DX12 in performance mode, and I think they all look pretty good. Let's try doing some builds here and see how our FPS and frame times reacts. Okay, let's now move on to actual gameplay replays for all modes, and as always these replays were run 3 times before we started recording, so this would be the best case scenario for this synthetic test. And we all know that replay performance can be different to actual gameplay, so before we proceed with our discussions and analysis, this video wouldn't be complete without our actual gameplay memes. And to those who are new to the channel, for actual gameplay analysis, try to focus more on frame times rather than FPS. The more erratic this chat is, the more stuttering your experience will be. Okay, let's go.
No one walks away.
One eternity later.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
At 1080p DX11 low settings, our FPS runs at 300 plus on most occasions and sometimes can even go above 400. GPU utilization is above 70% with GPU power around 150 watts. Temperature is very cool at 62 degrees. Frame times is between 2 to 4 milliseconds. However, this is still problematic on DX11 for our competitive standards. Sometimes you will experience some frame time stutters which can be very frustrating. Do note we have already run Fortnite at least 3 games before we started recording, and saying that DX11 definitely has better performance compared to its earlier drivers. DX12 low settings seems to be AMD's strength. As always, you would get FPS exceeding 400 and even 500 at times. GPU utilization has increased a bit, which can go above 80%, although GPU power has remained to be around 150 watts. Peak frame times is way better here. You can see how smooth it is at around 2 milliseconds. We still get random frame time spike, but this is very rare, like really rare. DX12 is definitely AMD's strong point. Unlike DX11, you cannot see FPS going below 300 here. Performance mode is based off DX11 API, but this one performs better on FPS and has more stable frame times. Look at how this one performs. GPU utilization is around 70% and is even cooler at 50 plus degrees. GPU power is less than 100 watts. Yes, that's less than 100 watts, guys. That's pretty efficient. Frame times is pretty smooth with performance mode. Overall, DX12 in performance mode is viable with AMD's more refined drivers. DX11 is more stable compared to their earlier drivers, but is still inferior versus DX12 in performance mode. So I'd suggest you avoid DX11 if you don't want to be put at a disadvantage. And if you're curious on how the same setup performs on a single PC streaming environment, check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys over there.